Hi, it's Jamie with UK Extension, and today we're talking about something we get lots of calls about, but it's actually an interesting little kind of natural phenomenon that's harmless, but people panic for some reason when they notice these on their trees in their landscape. What we're talking about are these little organisms behind us that are known as lichens, Lichens. Lichens are actually a symbiotic relationship between an algae and a fungi. So there are two types of lichens. They grow generally on tree bark, but also rocks. They help decompose rocks very slowly, and they're harmless to the tree itself. In fact, they actually contribute to photosynthesis and contribute oxygen back to the atmosphere, which the tree benefits from. They also can be an indicator of clean air quality. They do not like sulfur dioxide, which is one of the primary pollutants we deal with, and so they do not tend to grow in areas that have a lot of air pollution. If you've ever been out in the woods or paid close attention to a tree, you've seen these before. They're everywhere in nature. It's estimated that something like 5 or 6% of the Earth's surface is covered in lichens. So there's different types. These little flat ones we see more commonly, these are called the crustose lichens, and they dry up, and then when it rains, they actually take on water and expand and get larger until they can actually coat the whole surface of the tree. They do no harm to the tree whatsoever. They're actually quite harmless and beneficial in many ways. I'm always shocked by the question, but I have to realize that not everyone spends as much time outdoors or in the woods looking at trees as I do. So I understand why people are mystified, but they all think it's an indication their plant is dying. It's really not, but I do need to share one thing. They do tend to grow more and occur on surfaces that aren't rapidly expanding. So we don't see as many on young, rapidly growing trees because the bark expands or sheds before they can grow to this size. We told you these are crustose lichens. There's also foliose ones that look like, well, kind of like little reindeer moss or some of those other things that would make you think little antlers, little ferny, fluffy tufts that occur on tree branches and limbs. So those are really interesting too. I see a lot more of those out at the farm than I do here in the urban area. But these are lichens. If you see them on your trees, just appreciate them, admire them, think about how neat this is, and just know they're not doing anything to harm your tree. But if you have lots of them, they can mean that your tree is slow growing or in decline for other totally unrelated reasons, but it's not because of these wonderful little lichens.